Hey guys, it has been a while, a long while, but listen, when I tell you that life has been lifing for me, okay, it's just it's just been hella crazy. And honestly, this is like uh kind of like a test run, kind of like a pilot for me, because for the longest time I have been trying to see if I could record both my podcast and my vlog together instead of having to record two episodes separately and trying to discuss the same thing that was discussed on the podcast or trying to discuss the same thing that was discussed on the vlog. It's like, yeah, it was too much, and yeah, I was not about to do it. But anyways, I'm testing this out to see how it goes, and you guys can leave a comment and you guys can let me know. um for those of you listening on the podcast, I do have a YouTube channel also where I started to do this thing first. Okay, listen, my I'm gonna be real. My problem is inconsistency and procrastination. And then on top of that, when you have, kids and you have job and you have all of these other things to do, it's sometimes difficult to actually record anything. Okay, but I'm not gonna make any empty promises like I've done before, and trying to do like, oh, I'm gonna try to be more consistent or whatever, because I think by now we know it's not true. So for those of you that's listening on my podcast, you guys can go to YouTube and check out my other videos on Shine and Angel on YouTube. Okay, so let's get into it. Okay, so really, like, for me, I try not to just come on air and talk about just random stuff that is aimless and not relatable or whatever, because I'm a deep thinker. Okay, I'm a deep thinker, and I like things to be relatable to people. I don't like to just have things to say that's not making any sense, because really I really want my vlog and my podcast to be more like a discussion thing, which I'm working slowly, working very 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 slowly, working my way into it. Is just again, life has been lifing. So when life is lifing, what can you do? Just roll with the punches, try your best to keep your head up, to make sure you don't get lost or drown in the mix or whatever, and you keep it pushing. So with that being said, I just wanted to really I just really wanted to talk to you guys about some issues. One of my greatest lessons this year, unfortunately, that I had to learn is never give too much of yourself to somebody that is not ready and willing to reciprocate the energy, whether it be family, friends, relationships, regardless what it is. And unfortunately, it may not seem like it for those of you who know me. Well, no, let me correct that. For those of you who think that they know me, because the people that do actually know me, they know that I wear my heart on my sleeve for the most part. Okay, and I have a bad habit, whether it be a blessing or a curse. Sorry. Because I always promise myself that I'm not gonna get on camera. I'm not gonna be one of those people that get on camera and discuss things and cry in front of the camera, but here I am doing the very same thing. That's why it's important. That's why it's important not to judge anybody, because sometimes it's really not the intent of that person to come on the camera and cry. It's just that the thing that they're about to share with people, or to make a valid point, they get emotional. And sometimes you have to go through it in order to understand it. And whew, this is me. This is me being emotional, even after I promised myself that I wouldn't. So, yeah, it's a good thing I didn't put any makeup on. It's a good thing I didn't, do all of that stuff. But, whoo, woosah. Okay, so basically, the people that really know me know that I wear my heart on my sleeve. I guess you would say I would be considered a slow burner in a way, because it takes me a minute to trust people. It takes me a minute to warm up to people. And it's more like I go with the flow of energy, If there's something off about you, because your energy speaks before you do. Before you say anything, your aura, your energy, it speaks first. And I'm very big on energy. And usually if I don't like somebody, even though I can't pinpoint it right away, there is usually a very good reason why I don't like people, or I don't like a particular someone. Because, like I said previously, because it takes me a while to warm up people, I like to observe. I like to observe people, I like to watch people, I like to see their reaction, their energy, how they, go about their daily life or whatever. And then eventually, then I would warm up to you. And when I do warm up to you, when I do warm up to anybody, if I consider you a friend, you are my friend for life. And regardless of what anything that may have happened, anything that anyone may have said, whatever, it doesn't concern me, because I am seriously one of those people that give people a fair chance. Okay, clean slate. I try my very best, because I'm not perfect. But I like to consider myself to be the least judgmental person that you can think of, or that you can meet, because I try to give everybody a fair break, start off on a clean slate. And if I consider you a friend and I genuinely care about you, the only person and the only thing that can make me stop caring about you is you. It won't be the things that you've done in your past. It won't be the things that people may have come and try to put in my ear about you. Because what I see is the person that you present to me, is the person that you are to me. And that's all that I worry about. And unfortunately, people can take advantage of it. People tend to take advantage of it. And it's so sad. It is so very sad, because why would you want to take advantage of someone that genuinely cares about you? Why would you want to take for granted someone that is willing to go above and beyond for you and to do things for you? And I had to learn, I'm learning. I am learning to not give so much of myself to people that is not worthy of it. You know what I mean? Because again, even though I take I take a minute, even though it takes a while for me to warm up to anybody. But when I do it wholeheartedly, and I do it genuinely. You know what I mean? And it sucks. And it sucks that people don't want to give it back. The same genuinity, sincerity. I don't even know if genuinity is a word, but it's a word today. But it sucks that people don't want to reciprocate or refuse to reciprocate the same energy. And it hurts. And the messed up part about it is that when it's time, when you have had enough, because I unfortunately give people more chances than they deserve. And the reason why I give people more chances than they deserve is because I tend to look for the good in everybody. You know, if I don't like you, it's because I didn't see any good in you, okay? Or you're just being fake, and I don't do fake, right? But when I genuinely care about you, and I consider you my friend, and we become close, and you know, I open myself up to you, and you have done or said things, you have to hurt me, you have done me dirty. It's hard. It's very hard. And rather than, you know, seeing people for who they are when they show you who they are the very first time, I have this nasty tendency, this nasty habit of, you know, trying to make sense of the fact that they've done me dirty. Try to understand it from their perspective. Try my best to continue to see and to hold on to the little bit of good that I saw in that person. Because it is so hard to believe, it is so hard to fathom and to accept and to understand that this person that you called a friend, that this person, this family member, this sister, this brother, your mother, father, husband, wife, girlfriend, boyfriend, whatever you want to call it, that you have opened yourself up to said person, and then for that person to turn around and to do you dirty, it is hard. Okay? It is hella hard to accept, to see, to believe. Because you don't want to think, you don't want to believe that this person that you care about is the person that is actually doing something to hurt you. And then you have to make the decision of, is that relationship worth saving? Is that relationship worth preserving? And it's a hard decision. Because when you come to that place where you've had enough, and you feel as though that relationship is not worth it anymore. Nobody talks about how extremely hard it is to let go. Nobody talks about how extremely difficult it is to cut somebody off. They don't talk about the hurt and the pain that you feel. Sure, they talk about it in regards to relationships. Yeah, we know it sucks. Yeah, of course, we know, you know, losing a significant other, breaking up with your boyfriend, your girlfriend, divorcing your husband and wife or whatever. Yes, it's extremely hard, but nobody talks about how hard it is to break up with your best friend. Nobody talks about how hard it is to talk about how hard it is to break up with your best cousin that transcend being a relative to being a best friend, two in one combo, duo, the knockout punch. Nobody talks about how hard it is that, you know, when your siblings has done something to hurt you. We always talk about the aspect of how hard it is in relationship when a relationship ends, when a romantic relationship ends. But no one really discuss the hardship and the trauma, the heartache that you feel when you lose a best friend. When your sister was more than a sister to you. Your sister was also your best friend. And then something happened and then that relationship falls apart. Nobody talks about that aspect. Because honestly, I can tell you from experience, baby, friendship breakups are extremely hard. Sometimes harder than a romantic relationship. Because many times when you're in a romantic relationship with your partner, when you and your partner are going through a hard time, your best friend is the person that you call to talk to. Oftentimes, your best friend has looked out for you more than your significant other. Sometimes, your best friend have seen you in your absolute worst than your significant other. Sometimes your best friend was there to sit with you through the trenches. There I go again. There I go again, getting all teary-eyed. If I was just doing a podcast, it would have been okay because nobody can see my face. But I'm also testing out doing my vlog whilst recording my podcast. And so crying in front of the camera, knowing that I'm probably going to upload this, is crazy to me. And usually, here's the thing about a friend being strong, right? People don't realize that strong people are extremely sensitive people. People don't realize that strong people have their moments where we can't talk about certain things because we're gonna break down, because it becomes overwhelming. Whew. It's a lot. I'm sorry. I'm just trying to catch myself because I did not plan to be emotional about it, but it's hard losing your friendship, losing your best friend. They've seen you through your absolute worst. They have sat in the rain. They have weathered the storm with you. They have been, in some ways, the beacon of light, the beacon of hope that you needed. And when that relationship ends, it takes a piece of you. When you break up with your best friend, it takes a piece of you. It hurts you, sometimes more than a romantic breakup. Because When you are going through a breakup with your best friend, especially when you're single, who do you call on? Who do you call on? Call on to talk about the hurt and pain that you're experiencing losing your best friend. There is nobody. And so sometimes you have to go through that hurt, through that trauma by yourself. Because who do you call? Who do you call? When the only person in the world that you would have called to talk about going through a heartache or a traumatic experience, when you and that person is no longer on speaking terms. And I know many of you will say, you know what, hey, listen, just swallow your pride and pick up the phone and call your best friend or whatever. But what if the damage has already been done and it's unrepairable? What then? What do you do then? Huh? What happens then? Because honestly, it's crazy. Honestly, it is extremely crazy. I'm sorry. Me looking away because I'm making sure that everything is percolating the way it's supposed to percolate. And at the same time, I need a distraction so I don't start crying because, yeah, no, that's not it. It's not giving. But yeah, I just really wanted to just kind of like, I guess, vent in a way, to kind of like put it out there. This is really not a, a planned or an organized recording. I just wanted to test it out and, and vent. So thank you guys for listening. I hope you guys in the future will tune in to my channel. Hopefully the next time I won't be as teary-eyed. I will not be all over the place. I will jot down everything that I want to say to make sure that I'm not repetitive or whatever. But thank you guys so much for listening. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. For those of you that's on YouTube, you can, I'm on Spotify, I'm on iHeartRadio. The name of my podcast is True Reflections, okay? The name of my podcast is True Reflections, so you can go ahead and check it out, okay? There are some great episodes on there, some, really interesting topics, even if I do say so myself or whatever. And of course, I want to interact with you guys, so you guys can go ahead and leave questions for me. You guys can go ahead and leave comments, what you think I need to improve on, or what you think I should touch bases on. If you have questions to ask me, if you want to share my input. I'm not saying that I'm a licensed therapist or anything else. I'm not saying that I'm the best. And of course, I am open to be corrected for anything. Again, anything that is shared on here, on both my podcast and my YouTube channel, are my personal perspectives, my understanding of things. And of course, I am open to discuss things with you guys. So you guys can leave comments down below in the comment section on my YouTube channel, Cheyenne Angel. That's my YouTube channel. I'm thinking if I should just, change it, if I should just make, change my podcast from True Reflections to Cheyenne Angel, or vice versa, whatever, guys. You guys let me know. Your input is very important to me. I would love to hear from you guys. If you guys have any topics, any things that you guys want me to share my views on, you guys are more than welcome to suggest anything, because sometimes it's just to be needing something to talk about. Sometimes it's just to be needing something to talk about. So you guys can help me out. That's like so awesome. And please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Again, my YouTube channel is Cheyenne Angel. This is for the people on the podcast, and the people on the YouTube channel. My podcast name is True Angel. I'm on Spotify. You can probably find me on Apple Podcasts also. iHeartRadio. Again, please like, share, and subscribe. Anybody that you think may benefit from this or whatever, just go ahead and check me out and leave a review or whatever. I would really appreciate it. Thank you so much for tuning in, and thank you for listening on my podcast. And I will see you guys next time.